G'day YouTube, how the heck are we doing? It is Foul Play here, back for another Pauper League. So this is actually match number 3 of this league. We won the first match, so currently 1-1. Just the counters messed up a little bit here. Opponent's keeping 7 cards. We're going to keep this one, bottom of land, and get into it. I guess Commune is hopefully going to be good enough to make up for the slightly slower start here. We'll lead on Bogle. If we're versing a mono-white flicker deck, can be quite helpful to not run into that protection from monocolored creature. So we're going to Commune here. I guess we could be versing fairies at this point. Brick on white, pass the attack for 1, pardon me, and pass the opponent. End of turn, Thought Scour targeting themselves. So we see Archaeologist enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. You may put a non-creature online card from among the milled cards this way into your hand. If you don't, put a 1/1 counter on Archaeologist. Brainstorm. It's versing a blue deck of some description. They're likely to have Counterspell. I think let's Abundant Growth over here, see what our opponent chooses to do. I'm going to Cartouche. Sure, we'll cast Cartouche with the mana floating. And Cartouche resolves. Very interesting. Alright, let's go ahead and attack for 2. Yes, second main we can Commune. I wonder if they were like waiting for a better aura or what the go is here. Alright, so our opponent did have Counterspell there, countering the Commune. So typically against control, you want a bit more of an aggressive start than what we've had here. God, that just keeps on coming, doesn't it? All right, let's attack on in. We could technically resolve Armadillo Cloak and things could be good, but don't think that's going to be the case in this spot here. Let's go ahead and try casting some second main creatures, and then we'll just attack wide and try to get their life total that way. Alright, so there's another copy of Counterspell, and we'll get this one down and lose a mana. Alright, opponent jams a Tolarian Terror. We find Ancestral Mask. I guess Ancestral Mask is slightly more important at the moment than Armadillo Cloak. We are winning the race. Let's attack in. Alright, an opponent takes the damage, going to 6. Mental Node mills 2 cards. Oh, we see Gurmog Angler as well. I guess with the mill cards, you could probably assume that it's Dimir and that there's Gurmog in there. Second Tolarian Terror from the opponent, 1 mana up. Could be Spell Pierce. I'm not blocking that. No way. Looks like our opponent's decided not to attack. Alright, so do you have the Counterspell opponent? We'll keep you honest. And opponent concedes. Well, there's no way to play around the Spell Pierce really. It was like still another 2 turns off of maybe playing around Spell Pierce. So yeah, that's fine. Armadillo Cloak for the win. Alright, so our opponent is most likely on Dimir control. We can see the Archaeologist creatures and the rest of all of that stuff there. Hate from the opponent we can see includes Suffocating Fumes and Chainer's Edict in the sideboard. And you know what? I've taken out my my young wolf, so this is going to be interesting. Reminder guys, if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing for more content like this. So into like a Counterspell heavy deck, maybe having like 2 crew fixes in sight won't be too bad. There's potential for us to bring in like a couple of our creatures just so we have a higher count into Diabolic Edict. But I think the boarding decisions are going to be pretty tight. Maybe a Mask just for mana curve purposes, and then probably a Commune. So with that, let's get into the second match here. His hand is stacked, Snapkeep. Opponent's mulligan to 5 pretty quickly, so we might be in an okay spot here. So just to reiterate, Suffocating Fumes gives -1/-1 for 3 mana at instant speed. So we can try and play around Chainer's Edict, but we might need to use Sentinel's Eyes on our secondary creature to help do so. Find another forest. Alright, we'll start off with this guy and pass the turn. Yeah, this forest was actually a really good draw for tempo. Chainer's Edict. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Oh, more Utopia Sprawls. Yeah, spoilt for choice here. Let's go. Alright, so we have to hope our opponent doesn't have exactly land into Suffocating Fumes. Otherwise, playing Sentinel's Eyes would be better, but I feel like playing around Chainer's Edict instead of Suffocating Fumes in the spot is fine. Opponent plays Archaeologist. We see Brainstorm, Deep Analysis, and Gurmog to the graveyard. They put a 1/1 counter on Archaeologist. Find that one. Alright, we're starting to flood out a little bit here, which is not ideal. So put you here. Sure, that can go on white, although we already have plenty of white symbols. Alright, opponent takes the block. Unfortunately, they weren't respecting an instant speed aura, which is fair enough. Blue mana for opponent, Brainstorm. I guess Big Bertha's about to join the fray, Thought Scour. Let's just expand that one there. Oh my god. It's like ridiculous, man. Out of 4 draw steps, we've drawn 4 mana sources. Pogs. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and try a commune here, see what happens. This could just get hard counterspelled, which is fine. Okay, looks like it's going to resolve. I think at this point, Cetessan Training because it replaces itself. Assuming they don't have any counterspell for this. And that resolves. Alright. Well, we can start busting through the defense. 4 damage a turn is something. Oh, opponent's got some sort of action. Suffocating Fumes. Alright, I guess we're about to face a Chainer's Edict, and not getting Rancor is going to be slightly punishing. That just lines up really well for them, doesn't it? They didn't have to think too hard on tapping their mana this turn, so I guess they've navigated that one pretty well. We're probably a little bit doomed here. We'll see. So opponent Thought Scoured, and that's not a creature, so yeah, I'm sort of done here. Any other action off the top? I hate how it doesn't let me actually draw a card on that. Alright, I think it's like fine. Let's just run it back as is. Being on the play should help us a fair bit, as long as the hand is decent. This hand is pretty medium. We can turn 1 Utopia on green, scout Abundant Growth. We're like so far away from having a creature that survives Suffocating Fumes, and we don't have a clock. I think we have like, obviously there's a lot of stuff we can like play here, but I think this is a mulligan. Alright, and this looks a little bit better. So keep this, ditch Ancestral Mask, because we want Edict protection and Suffocating Fumes protection. Find a Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, I don't see a sequence there where we can get Utopia Sprawl out, do we? Yeah, it's not quite play. Let's play out Bogle and Sentinel's Eyes. And this stuff can be saved for a future turn. Just lets us play around Chainer's Edict while adding damage. I guess also it plays around Shrivel, which is a 2 mana -1/-1. Opponent holding up, probably counterspell here. Let's Abundant Growth over this side. Alright, and that resolves. Find Ethereal Armor. We're feeling like our opponent is probably going to counter that Ethereal Armor though. It's Utopia Sprawl now. Topia Sprawl also resolves. So my guess is probably Suffocating Fumes from our opponent into Chainer's Edict. Well, we see a Chainer's Edict milled, so that's kind of nice that that's not in hand. Another one to have been milled by Thought Scours. Wow, that's kind of helpful. When it plays out an island. Find Rancor. Rancor's a pretty good one. So let's start it off with, I guess, Abundant Growth on this forest. See what we draw. Not the forest, all right. Rancor's probably more important than Ethereal Armor here. I guess we'll run Ethereal Armor into the counterspell effect. There it is. Alright, so we get an attack for 5, putting them to 10. And then we have to just dodge Suffocating Fumes into Chainer's Edict. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong to think Rancor is more important in that spot. Ethereal Armor is more damage. Like an extra 3 damage. That has them dead in 2 turns. It's likely they can Gurmog next turn. I guess they're not Suffocating Fumes in either spot there. Alright, another mana from the opponent. 6 in hand. And opponent's playing a Tolarian Terror here. Alright, well, things could be pretty dicey from this point. We still don't have First Strike assembled. And our draws aren't helping us. We've drawn a lot of mana cards here. So I guess I'm getting punished from valuing Rancor more than Ethereal Armor. My mistake, guys. I was concentrating more on recovering from an Edict rather than... Wow, I'm glad I didn't Cartouche Solidarity and attack into that play. That would have been savage. Yeah, I was playing more around, like, as I was saying before, Suffocating Fumes into Chainer's Edict. Oh, we take 6. We can deal 5 back. It's not a winning position, but it's not nothing. Archaeologist from the opponent. Another Tolarian Terror. Holy crap. So opponent has actually put Counterspell into hand with this Archaeologist. So we can't really play our Armadillo Cloak into Counterspell. Think we just have to pass, look to double Aura next turn. Chump block the bigger one. Attacks in. This exposes us to Chainer's Edict. Maybe we don't. Take 11, go to 3. Alright, let's not block just yet. I think we're pretty far behind. 6. Alright, well, we're going to get counterspelled here and there is nothing we can do about it. That is going to be game. Oh, GG's opponent. Yeah, just drew one too many mana sources, right? And the important cards we hit a turn too late. Also, Ethereal Armor was a complete mistake by me. Instead of having this 4/2 Vigilance Trample, we would have had a 7/7 First Striker, which would have been good enough. So sorry for misplaying that one, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, have a wonderful day. I'll see you then.